chairman of Abia State votes in, I can't remember the local government now, in his own local government, his own unit, there was no presidential ballot paper.
For the Labour Party?
Yes, for Labour Party. Labour Party was not on the ballot.
And the question again is, have you laid that complaint to INEC? What exactly is INEC's
by tomorrow?
Response? Okay.
All of this complaint, it's still an ongoing process. Yeah. So we are mopping up, we'll look at it, and then by tomorrow they should get a letter from us laying some of these complaints.
So by and large, how is it looking for your party? You spoke of Edo State and a few other places. Now talking about the National Assembly election, is your party excited with the conduct so far?
Well, generally, apart from the fact that those election results to us is very critical, were not uploaded into the server of INEC. Well, we look at it and then we take it from there.
But there are places, like Kaura Federal Constituency, where the Labour Party has carried the day, and also in Abia. I wonder how, you react to that. Does that give you any, level of confidence or cheer that, you're making some kind of inroad?
Even in Edo, we've won some seats. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't without resistance. Because of the loophole that was created in not uploading those results, it made it more difficult to defend those results. In Edo, for instance, there were several attempts made by people in government to scuttle the process, to even manipulate the results, probably because it's my state and we're firmly on ground.
Are you envisaging going to court? And what would it mean if the court decides the outcome of the election and not the ballot?
If the processes leading to the election is not favorable and we see a lot of injustice, manipulations in the process, obviously the option is to go to court. We are law-abiding citizens and we follow due process.
We'll have to leave it there. Julius Abure is the national chairman of the Labour Party. Thank you so much for joining us. And that seems to be where we call it a day already. This belt still following, of course, the outcome. It's election 2023. Nigeria decides on Arise News. Stay with us for every bit of it.
agwagbugo m gị ọ bụrụ na ego a agafee nde naira 5 ebukwana ya abịa ebe a bụrụ ya jere ụlọ akụ gị bụ otu onye ọ bụkwana ụlọ ọrụ ọ gafee nde naira 10 bụrụ ya jee ụlọ akụ ebukwana ya abịa ebe a sị gị nna ụnara anụ nke bife sị gị bụrụ ya jee n'ụlọ akụ maka na ngalaba special control unit against money laundering akpọrọ school molo n'ụlọ ọrụ EFCC ekwuru ya ha ego agafe ha na otu a mkpụrụ ya mmechi ịnọ na nsogbu ma imeghị ihe otu a ego iwu bụ Naira 250 ụbọchị dum ịdara iwu a ma ọ bụ ụlọ ahịa gị emechie ya akwụkwọ ikikere azụmahịa gị kwanụ ejide ya napụ gị ya atụọrọ ọmara na atụọrọ ofeke ofenye isi n'ọhịa
n'aka Economic and Financial Crimes Commission bụ EFCC.
The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) will conduct the 2023 general election using the Bimodal Voter Accreditation System (BVAS). On election day, the BVAS equipment will be used to accredit voters by verifying their fingerprints or facial photographs. In each polling unit, every voter must be verified and authenticated before they are allowed to vote. Any intending voter whose fingerprint or facial photograph is not verified by the BVAS equipment will not be able to vote. With this, one man, one woman, one vote is assured. As no one can engage in multiple voting, neither can anyone use the voter cards of another person to vote. After polling, the BVAS equipment will also be used to transmit election results electronically from polling units to the INEC result viewing portal for everyone to see. BVAS will eliminate multiple voting, identity theft, or impersonation. The BVAS will guarantee one man, one woman, one vote. INEC, making your vote count, consolidating our democracy.
This message is brought to you by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) and the Center for Democracy and Development (CDD), with support from the Osiwa Africa Foundation.
Today, the Tony Elmelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program has trained over 1.5 million young African entrepreneurs. We have disbursed nearly $100 million to over 18,000 beneficiaries who have gone on to create over 400,000 jobs across Africa.
We need to do more for women in Africa. Empower a woman, you're empowering the whole society.
The Tony Elumelu Foundation gives access to a world-class business training and seed capital.
Thanks to the Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program, we've been able to structure our business and operations, but also we got the funding and financial needs to concretize it and make it happen.
This is the impact we want to achieve by the Tony Elumelu Foundation. The Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program is sector agnostic. The only thing that is important to us is your ideas. The future of Africa is in your hands.
All right, thanks for staying with us. You're still live on Arise News Night of our special 2023 coverage of Nigeria's general election. I'm Christian Ogodo.
And I am Amaka Ude Walker. And Christian, it's been an interesting day. Well, some would say would have expected more results to have been rolled out. But one thing is for sure, as the results trickle in all across the country, Arise News, we're here to bring them to you as soon as they're announced by INEC.
Absolutely, and you've just been seeing pictures from Kano State, where the returning, the state electoral chief returning officer in Kano State has been announcing some of the results, and clearly the NNPP presidential candidate, Musa Kwakwanso, is in the lead as expected. Kano is a stronghold in the Northwest.
And also, concurrently, we also had about 8 local governments announced so far in Lagos State. And as it stands, the APC seem to be coasting home from what we have garnered so far. And but there's a bit of a surprise there
the
because
Labour Party is
the Labour
giving a very good showing there, and I think it's quite close to call until the entire results of Lagos State.
Ikeja, quite interesting.
Then look at the seat of power in Lagos State.
Ikeja went
the
to the
Labour
Labour
Party picked it up. That was a clean sweep, and we've seen some other very good results from the Labour Party. Good showing.
Good
I would
showing,
say.
really.
Good showing,
But let's not forget earlier on, one state that has the complete result out, as announced by INEC here in the nation's capital, Abuja, has to be Ekiti State.
For the presidential results.
And that did go to the All Progressives Congress. And like I did mention a little earlier, as the results keep trickling in, we'll give you all of that here on the program. In the meantime, let's take a bit of a stories talking about updates. Yes, it's still concerning the 2023 general election. The Independent National Electoral Commission has actually commenced the last stage of collation and announcement of the results of the presidential election. A total of 18 presidential candidates contested the election, which was held across the 36th stage of the Federation, as well as the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, on Saturday. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu opened the announcement with presidential results from Ekiti State, like we did tell you earlier. And of course, the All Progressives Congress won overwhelmingly with 201,494,000. Following closely would be the People's Democratic Party with 89,554. The Labour Party came a distant third with 11,397, while the NNPP scored 264 votes.
And results from the other states are being awaited at the National Collation Center in Abuja, where that collation center is adjourned to be opened tomorrow, Tuesday at 11 a.m. And more stories, the All Progressives Congress, APC, has won all 3 senatorial seats and 6 House of Representative seats in Ekiti State. The Independent National Electoral Commission on Sunday announced all Progressives Congress candidates as winners of all the seats. Senator Boyemi Bamidele won in his re-election for Ekiti Central. Yemi Adaramodu defeated Senator Abiodun Olujimi for Ekiti South, while Cyril Fasuye won in Ekiti North.
And enclosed by Osun State, the People's Democratic Party have won the state's 3 senatorial and 9 House of Representative seats. The Independent National Electoral Commission announced the results. Osun spokesperson Ajibola Bashiru lost to Fadeyi Olubi of the PDP in the Osun Central Senatorial District. Senator Francis Fadawunsi of the PDP was re-elected for Osun East Senatorial District, defeating Ajibola Famurwa of the APC.
And the People's Democratic Party Presidential Campaign Council has urged President Muhammadu Buhari to call the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate Bola Tinubu to order over the alleged publication of fake election results. In a statement by the PDP Presidential Campaign Council Director of Strategic Communications, Dele Momodu, the council accuses a newspaper of dangerous publication unilaterally awarding an impossible victory to the APC. According to Momodu, Tinubu owns the said newspaper, and several verified election results were online with several party supporters claiming that their candidates are leading others in Saturday's presidential poll.
And the national chairman of the Labour Party, Julius Abure, has urged the Independent National Electoral Commission to cancel elections in areas where there is violence and intimidation of voters, especially in Obiakpo, Kana, Eleme, Obigbo, and Rumokoro local government areas of Rivers State, as well as some parts of Lagos. Abure made the call on Sunday in Abuja, where he says the party's leadership is shocked by the revelations emanating from Rivers and the other states after the presidential and National Assembly elections held on Saturday.
Okay, in our special coverage, let's go back again to Kano State, where the results are being announced, and we know the candidate of the new Nigeria People's Party is on the lead. But let's continue with the announcement.
Next, please, Dr. Lawa Abdul Sani Ungogo. Dr. Sani Sapiano, yes, sorry. Prof, sit down. Dr. Sani Sapiano. Local government is Sanyawa. Sani Sapiano Sanyawa.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Dr. Sani Safianu from Political Science. My name is Dr. Sani Safianu, Department of Political Science, Bayero University. I'm the Presidential Coalition Officer for Sanyawa Local Government Area. Okay. Sanyawa Local Government has 10 registration areas with 79,630 registered voters, 79630. 79630, with number of accredited voters. Okay, sir. With accredited voters of 31606. 31606. The votes scored by parties are as follows. A party scored 6 votes. AA party scored 1 vote. AAC scored 7 votes. ADC party scored 57 votes. ADP party scored 43 votes. APC party scored 1405 votes. 1405 votes. ABGA scored 2222 votes. APM scored 4141. APP scored 1414 votes. BP scored 1212 votes. Elfie scored 8989 votes. NNPP scored 14468, 14,468 votes. NRM scored 1313 votes. PDP scored 1721, 1,721 votes. PRP scored 8 votes. SDP scored 9 votes. YPP scored, SDP scored 9 votes. Are you there? Okay. YPP scored 144 votes. Yeah, 144 votes. ZLP scored 20 votes. Total valid votes is 30730. Okay, okay. APC scored 14052. 14052. 14052. Is it right? Okay. Total valid vote is 30730. Are you there? So, okay, let me say it. Let me see. The total registered voters is 79630. Are you there? The number of accredited voters are 31606. Then A party scored 6 votes. AA 1 vote. AAC 7 votes. ADC 57 votes. ADP 43 votes. Are you there? APC 14052. Then ABGA 22 votes, 22 votes. Then APM 41 votes. APP 14 votes. BP 12 votes. LP 89 votes. NNPP 14468 votes. NRM 1313 votes. PDP 1721 votes. PRP 8 votes. SDP 9 votes. Then YPP 144 votes. Then ZLP 2020 votes. Then total valid vote is 30730.
No, it's 30727. You need to do your assessment. You need to add it.
Okay, so let us add it and see.
Dr. Alawa Abdusani Ngogo.
Oh, yes, yes.
Let me check. Let me check.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and other members. My name is Dr. Lawan Abdusani, Associate Professor from Department of Plant Biology, Bayero University, Kano. And I am the coalition officer for the presidential election in Ungogo local government. Ungogo local government has, okay. Okay, Ungogo local government has 11 registration area in which the election was conducted. And the party scored the following votes. Okay, so I thought we are going to save time. Okay, the total number of voters in the local government is 205,422. 205,422. 205,422. Accredited voters 51,291. 51291. 51291. And the party scored the following votes. A scored 11 votes, 11 votes. A 11 votes. AA 12 votes. AA 12. AAC 16. AAC 16, ADC 65, ADC 65, ADP 47, ADP 47, APC 8011, 8011, ABGA 34, ABGA 34, APM 127, APM 127, APP 22, APP 22, BP 12, BP 12, LP 334, LP 334, NNPP 34916, 34916, NRM 35, NRM 35, PDP 4659, 4659, 4659, PRP 08, PRP 08, SDP 07, SDP 07, YPP 378, YPP 378, ZLP 41, ZLP 41. The total valid votes is 48735, 48735. Number of rejected number of rejected is 1402, 1402, 1402. Total vote cast 50157, 137, sorry, 50137. Thank you very much, Chair. Yes, there were some incidences affecting about 11 polling units, and from ECG1 has been filled and is here with the results. Okay, thank you.
Been watching the results from Kano State, and NMPP is really costing to victory there, still in unassailable lead.
Absolutely, Christian. And two local government areas were just rolled out right now by the local government coalition officer, and Ngongo local government area. Of course, we've seen the NNPP show a strong outing there with 34,916 votes. The APC coming second with 8,011. The PDP there with 4,659 votes, and the Labour Party, they garnered about 334 votes. That's for Ngongo local government area in Kano State.
Yes, okay. Maybe we should be speaking with the analysts now. Associate Professor of Law, Sam Ahmadi, very warm welcome to Newsnight and the rest. Well, the results that Nigerians expected, would have been uploaded more than 24 hours ago is just coming in trickles. Presidential election results, it is only one state that has been announced and the rest. And INEC, some people feel that, he's really left a sour taste in their mouth. He's turned everything into arches in their mouth. Is that the kind of feelings?
Yeah, I think I feel bitter because this INEC has consumed more money than any other. I mean, talking about 200 something.
300 billion.
200 billion. Support.
To conduct an election.
Goodwill for civil society. The reform has started 3 years ago, after 2019. After 2019,
All right, Dr. Sam, just hold on with that analysis. We will definitely come to you. But of course, like we have just showed you before, Dr. Sam comes back on with those analysis. Also, a little earlier, we did hear the results out of Sanyawa local government area. And there we did see the APC come a close second, actually, garnering about 14,052 votes, close to the NNPP that actually got about 14,468 votes, and the People's Democratic Party a fat third with 1,721. So, Dr. Sam Ahmadi, you were talking to us about INEC's performance.
I'm not just depressed, but very angry because if you look at the resources in terms of financing, 300 billion, international support, goodwill from civil society. In fact, in the last, before now, President Buhari refused to sign the Electoral Amendment Act. Now he signed the Electoral Act. Everybody invested in this fact that we're going to have a new electoral law that empowers INEC to take all the bold decisions needed to be taken. In fact, we debated in National Assembly. The first version of the Electoral Act says that INEC removing the issue of election transmission.
Electronic transmission.
It was the real crisis at hand.
And civil society
Mobilized,
stood their ground and said it
give
must be
INEC
included.
the power. And the law was, last amendment says INEC has decided. INEC now decides it's going to be electronic transmission. They did pilots with off-season election. Then the main day that this is when history, why do we have electoral, why do we amend the act? We amend the act because we have a history that the management of election starts after voting. The collation period is where the harm is done. INEC deliberately fell into the same trap for over 5 to 6, 7 hours after poll closed many places. Some people had finished their polls by 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, early, like in Abuja. They had to wait until around 9, 10, 11 before INEC started uploading, even opened up the system. What's the reason? It's a network failure. I mean, inexcusable. With the history of manipulation, and then if you look at the crisis now, areas that governors had strong opposition, we're having this crisis. Imo State, for example. The result, people are complaining that different results are now uploaded. Secondly, many polling units, no voting at all. I mean,
in River State, go to River State, where it became so obvious. I mean, what the electoral umpire has done. Do they still have integrity to continue to preside over this election?
What, in my view, and I said it earlier in the morning, that what Mahmoud and INEC has done is a sabotage against the nation. It's capable of, it's a security breach in a country divided by, racked by insurgency, all kinds of ethno-religious conflicts. Elections are sensitive issues that require the highest care.
And then someone
of the
country to redefine themselves.
This is a one-term violation of the Electoral Act. At this point, really, the truth be told, you can't have a credible result. Because elections where many people did not vote, documented, INEC acknowledged. For example, Obiagbo, a particular unit where my pastor lives, he called me yesterday, 500 registered voters, no vote. Today, no vote. Why? Because the governor, Wike, his opponent from PDP, is a stronghold. So how can you disenfranchise? Why did INEC play into the hand of governors? Play into the hand of local politicians Who dictated where
So
vote
what
for
is
votes?
independent about
Nothing.
So
So
the
this is already
issue now,
not a
Dr.
credible
Amadi,
election.
at the end of the
Anyhow.
day, that's where a lot of people, observers like yourself, will fault INEC, because even though we're still awaiting the results to trickle in, we thought, the INEC chairman, for instance, today, while we still wait for the recs from the states to arrive the nation's capital to deliver this result in person, he should have actually addressed this issue where elections did not hold. Yesterday, he did acknowledge the fact that in Bayelsa State, about 14 polling units,
141.
141 actually, they did not cast their ballots. So because of that, elections were postponed to today. So what happened to other states?
They listed
where
the states,
people-
they did not specify. For example, Imo was listed, Rivers was listed, Lagos was listed. Now the question is, even today, reports that
The
many of
elections
those
still
places,
did not
for example,
happen.
Hekelem in Ngobala, which is actually my place, 5 polling units, only 2. In Nori, the next door neighbor, 2 polling units, none.
So what does the law say should happen next in such areas?
The law says that INEC has a responsibility first to ensure that everybody votes. That's a constitutional right. 2, where elections are not credible, INEC has not under any obligation to declare results. INEC has a right, which the electorate has given to it, to say elections did not hold, or elections held in circumstances, for example, where people finished votes and they left, and the results were different results after 4 hours, the entire result. I mean, how can it be credible? Let's even assume this is a country of saints. There's no political toggery, no desperate politician. People finish elections and I lost, and you won. And 4, 6, 8 hours, no credible upload. Nobody can say this is the result. Then somehow you take the paper you wrote the result and upload. That's not credible. So what INEC should be doing is to first address the nation and say, this is our survey of all these hotspots where elections didn't hold, where it held in terrible circumstances, where governors of local politicians seized processes, seized ballot box, wrote results. These areas are cancelled. There's no requirement that we must declare winner in 2 weeks.
All this
In
infraction,
Kenya,
yes.
it happened.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court of Kenya, that overridden the election. The regulator has to say, Kenya did election for 3 days, if you recall. There's nothing says you must finish election, the next 2 days, you declare winner. INEC should first sit back and study all these reports and say, we failed, apologize, and say, we're going to run. In fact, if you ask me today, no matter who wins, this election is fundamentally defective. Election where you are buying paper in some of the places in Abuja here we went to, INEC didn't come with chair. In
But we can see it. We can
people
see
have to
it
go to the
on-
house and take table. People went to the
data.
house and take table.
People had to
People
share
brought
data.
generators, brought
How can it be
charges
credible?
to
How
charge
can it
the
be credible?
beavers.
And for the fact that we had here in the nation's capital, Abuja, is it amazing to you to see that the results of the Federal Capital Territory is yet to be announced by INEC? Would you say it's logistics or transportation issues
That's the
now?
point. These
Why that
elections
both
closed
the
most of
presidential
polls
as well
closed
as the National
early as 6 o'clock
Assembly?
in
But some of them,
In FCT,
in all
they
fairness,
voted up
some
until
of them
4
at 1,
a.m.
2 a.m.
4
It should have-
a.m.
it should have released. See, the essence of electronic transmission is that people know the result before they. INEC is to declare winner. Results are to be known. After polling, results are in. You see, it's not mysticism, it's not magic. INEC goes to the hollow chamber and conjures something. Results should be known at the point of voting. When it ends counted, you upload. That's the idea of the transparency. What INEC does is the person who's authorized, when he has looked at all the mathematics, arithmetic, and seen that somebody has actually emerged, it's not for me to say Mr. B won Senate, it's for INEC. But I ought to know that Mr. B won this booth, won that booth, won that booth. Then I wait for INEC, deference to authority, for regularity. Not that INEC is the only person who has a calculator. I should know who won. But it's not for me to say A won, you say B won. We all defer to INEC as a legal authority. Not that INEC will keep these results and then 48 hours, they start telling us, actually, somebody says, this is what I got. Labour Party, PDP, they are comparing and say, this result is fake. How do you resolve that?
Are you surprised that even at the press conference, that the INEC chairman addressed, he never took questions?
I think INEC chairman is disappointed. Let me put it straightforward. You had an election in 2019.
Yeah.
That was a major crisis up to Supreme Court.
Yes.
And the issue was on server. Then the Electoral Act now helps you
And
to
says,
say this
take
is a
server.
process, and you went and bungled it the second time. After this election, he should be investigated for national security breach. That's my view. Why would somebody look at all the temper, all the NSAS, this is post-NSAS protest. Don't forget that the build-up of that NSAS movement crystallized into election. And you deliberately walk yourself into that crisis.
Let's not hope for that.
We're not
again,
hoping
please.
for that to
But
happen.
I'm telling you, the
but at the end
factors you
of
should
the
be
day,
careful.
we are
as a good
careful.
public
So
officer
that
to
takes me to my next question. Off-season elections, we saw Ekiti, we saw Osun State. Barely 24 hours after, 48 hours, results were being reeled out, and in real time for everyone to even get those results, and even on their website, you could actually follow what's going on. But that's different right now. So this electronic aided elections, so-called, you want to call it that. Talk to us about the implication of this results hanging for this long, especially as it concerns the issue of insecurity, which we know and saw what happened in some states, and also fake news where people are running, amok with all sorts of results.
The first casualty of this process is confidence in the process. And that's very important for election. Elections have no magic except trust. We believe that, look, when you say A1, people say, well, congrats. Okay? So what has happened is that when you now have election where results come out unverified, people start celebrating, we have won. And then down the line, you now bring results after 2-3 days, which may well be credible, but which has now created a sense of they have rigged it. And when you have a context where people are bringing video evidence of people scattering votes, people tampering,
youth coppers who are supposed to be future of tomorrow, who are supposed to put their faith down,
results
for diligence and just fabricating results.
So when you put
after collecting $200-300,
when you put all this together,
it's
and
a
then you are
massive
sitting there
shame.
seeing result where you lost, you would think you are rigged. Whether true. So what INEC has damaged is that confidence, and that's why the electronic transmission was the. You saw Mike Guinea talking of this. This is a magic. Nobody can rig it. Yes, if what happened, we sidestepped our technology, switched off our technology for 7 or more hours, and then come back to start manually declaring results. So if you had beavers, if you had electronic transmission working, we would have been now looking at this result and say, oh, wow, we lost, we won. Why? Because you couldn't have faulted that once the agent signed off, it was uploaded. So the person at the switching room in party A or B or C is seeing that upload, and he can't come back and say, that's a digital footprint. Nobody can come and say that result was fixed. But now, that after a long while, it's like
it has created doubt.
Exactly. Yeah. Somebody says,
it has created doubt. Where are the results coming from
but
now?
all agents actually had to sign that result, so they know exactly for every polling unit, every particular party had their where they had their agents. At least they have pictures of the results. So doesn't that count for something?
No, look at election cases. The difficulty was evidence. People come and say, Mr. B, agent of Labour signed. B is not an agent of Labour, or Mr. C, agent of AC, APC. He's not a person. Why it matters that when people voted and you counted, people were their witness. You uploaded. The agent has signed. You won't go back home and say, I didn't sign, because what you have uploaded is the image of that signature. But when people can go back and say, we didn't sign this thing. That's not me. Are you going to do forensic for all the results and all the... So you're making it more doubtful. You see, electronic transmission puts beyond debate because it's supposed to be real time. Don't forget that in Osun, the case went on when they went to the server, when you uploaded, this is a report of the upload. Then the reports were too many, and I said it's reconstructed. The tribunal says we don't trust this reconstructed report. We trust this one that showed that more people, result was more than accreditation. They based it on the report of electronic transmission, even though it was incomplete. So what we're saying here is, what explains INEC did well in Anambra, elections were to be rigged, INEC was able to upload, use beavers to stop that. In Osun, we saw significant, they uploaded, even though they were contention over, they didn't want to upload few places. If INEC had uploaded some states, for example, and then there were few cases where technology failed, then you zero in on those places. But here is that across the country, it shut down or system collapsed at the very time. And this is a system that's been test run. You finished the first election in 2015. So Mahmoud had 8 years to do better than Jega. Now, people have concluded, experts, that this election is worse than the one
in 2011.
No, Morrissey who did, which was a landmark, which is a milestone of sham results, which Justice Nsofo, Buhari's case against Obasanjo, said, this is a sham. This is not an election. That's why Buhari made him
ambassador to the US.
In fact, it was almost a 5-4. Buhari would have upset that election. Yar'Adua came back and said, I don't trust my mandate.
And he set up
Ways report, Ways committee. So what I say that this election is worse than the one he concluded, because this was an election where people didn't even vote, where governors, people are alleging.
And we are beginning to have results.
How can you do that? So for me, the credibility is actually gone. We have to recreate it either by intervention by the chairman and say, look, this is what we can do. This is
the president that can intervene now, not the chairman, because the chairman, your submissions and the people's submissions, he stood neck deep in it.
Deliberate failure. There are failures that are not. This is like designed to fail, because there's no explanation for Beavers to have failed for hours.
We can't really blame it on Beavers, because Beavers, according to the observers, well, you did say Beavers.
No, I mean, Beavers did not work, but somebody shut it down.
Dr. Sam Amadi, we keep an eye out, and of course, we get more reactions as it concerns the 2023 general elections. But for now, we say thank you so much for your
Let's go on a quick break, and we'll be back for more stories. And if there are more results from Kano and Lagos State being announced, we'll be bringing them to our viewers.
My name is Abdurrashid Bawa, the Executive Chairman, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. I want to use this medium to urge all Nigerians to eschew all manner of electoral fraud, either through vote buying, vote selling, or fraudulent manipulations of electoral processes. I'm fully persuaded that we can run our electioneering processes devoid of any form of criminality. Let us all be committed to a free, fair, and credible dealings in the exercise of our democratic rights. Thank you.
Report any electoral fraud to the following numbers. You can also send any relevant information to info@efcc.gov.ng or to all our social media platforms @official EFCC. Also, use the EFCC mobile app, the Eagle Eye, to report. Your vote is your power. Protect it.
Welcome to the Airtel side of life, where you're covered in a variety of reliable ways. Get a router for just 10,000 Naira with up to 240 GB, or this MiFi for 7,500 Naira with up to 150 GB, or this for 5,000 Naira with up to 125 GB bonus data. More data, more you. Reliable home broadband by Airtel, the smartphone network.
It done the come. Population and housing census. It done the come. Oh yeah, everybody get ready, well.
On the 29th of March to the 2nd of April 2023, the National Population Commission will be conducting a comprehensive population and housing census to generate reliable, sustainable, and up-to-date data needed for policy formulation, security, national planning, and development.
Population and housing census. We go make life better, because our government will use.
National Population and Housing Census 2023. 2023. It's your civic responsibility. Please support it. The 2023 Population and Housing Census is being conducted by the National Population Commission, NPC. Personal data assistants, PDAs, will be deployed countrywide for the census exercise. Everything will be done digitally. Nigeria's 2023 Population and Housing Census. On the 29th of March to the 2nd of April 2023, you count. Be counted.
Hello? Ọ̀gá agent, mo ti rí ilé náà. Ó wù mí gan-an. Ó wù mí gan-an. Báwo lẹ ṣe ní kí n wá sanwó báyìí? Kí n gbé owó wá sí ilé iṣẹ́ yín? Ó ti wù. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi, ẹ la ojú yín dáadáa, kẹ́ ẹ dẹ̀ tẹ́tí yín sílẹ̀, kẹ́ ẹ gbọ́. Ilé iṣẹ́ Special Control Unit Against Money Laundering, tí wọ́n ń pè ní SCUMOL, tí wọ́n wà lábẹ́ EFCC, wọ́n ti ṣe ìfilọ̀ pé owó tó bá kọjá mílíọ̀nù 5 ẹnìkan ò gbọ́dọ̀ máa dágbé rìn, tàbí owó tó bá kọjá mílíọ̀nù 10 iléeṣẹ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan ò gbọ́dọ̀ máa gbé rìn torí pé ó lùdì sófin. Ẹni tó bá ṣe eléyìí á san $2,210 náírà lójoojúmọ́ fún ìgbà tí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yìí bá ṣẹlẹ̀. Wọ́n tiẹ̀ lè fagilé ìwé tó fi ń ṣiṣẹ́ tàbí kí wọ́n ti iléeṣẹ́ ẹ̀ pa pátápátá. Ẹ má sọ pé wọn ò sọ fún yín o. Ẹ má sọ pé ẹ gbọ́ o. Ẹ má gbé owó tó pọ̀ jù ní o.